Welcome to our journey of understanding toxic relationships through the lens of Stoic philosophy. In this video, we will explore how Stoicism can help you recognize and navigate harmful connections, allowing you to cultivate inner peace and resilience. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, offers timeless wisdom on managing our emotions and maintaining tranquility, even in the face of adversity. Let's delve into how Stoic principles can aid us in identifying and dealing with toxic relationships. The first step in understanding toxic relationships is recognizing the signs. Toxic individuals often exhibit behaviors such as manipulation, constant criticism, lack of empathy, controlling tendencies. Stoic philosophy encourages us to observe these behaviors objectively, without letting our emotions cloud our judgment. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. By journaling daily, we can reflect on our interactions and identify patterns of toxic behavior. Ask yourself, how do these interactions make me feel? Do they align with my values and principles? Setting boundaries is crucial in managing toxic relationships. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-respect and the need to protect our inner peace. Firmly and calmly communicate your boundaries. Remember, it is not about changing the other person, but about protecting your own well-being. Mindfulness and emotional detachment are powerful tools in Stoicism. Practice staying present and observing your thoughts and feelings without attachment. This detachment helps you respond to toxic behavior with calmness and rationality, rather than with emotional reactions. The dichotomy of control is a fundamental Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and responses. Accept that you cannot change the behavior of others. By internalizing this principle, you can reduce the emotional impact of toxic individuals on your life. While it's essential to recognize and manage toxic relationships, it's equally important to cultivate positive connections. Seek out relationships that are supportive, uplifting, and aligned with your values. These connections will nourish your soul and reinforce your resilience. Stoicism also teaches us the value of solitude and inner strength. Embrace moments of solitude as opportunities to reconnect with yourself and build your inner resilience. Finding peace within yourself is the ultimate protection against toxic influences. In conclusion, Stoic philosophy provides us with profound insights and practical tools to navigate toxic relationships. By recognizing toxic behaviors, setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, and focusing on what we can control, we can cultivate inner peace and resilience. Remember, your well-being is paramount. Protect it with the wisdom of the Stoics. Here is the number one point, is mindfulness practices. Today we delve into the art of practicing detachment the Stoic way. The Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, taught that true happiness and tranquility come from within. They believed that to live a fulfilled life, we must learn to detach ourselves from external influences, particularly those that bring harm and negativity. Detachment doesn't mean withdrawing from life or becoming emotionless. Instead, it's about cultivating a mindset where our inner peace and well-being are not dictated by external circumstances or toxic relationships. Begin with self-reflection. Take time to assess your relationships and connections. Ask yourself, are these relationships nurturing my growth, or are they draining my energy? Use Stoic journaling as a tool to capture your thoughts and feelings. This practice will help you gain clarity and perspective. Next, embrace mindfulness. Focus on the present moment and your immediate experiences. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded and reduces the impact of negative influences. It allows you to observe your thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Setting boundaries is crucial. Identify what behaviors and interactions are acceptable to you and which are not. Communicate these boundaries assertively and consistently. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and a necessary step in protecting your inner peace. Engage in self-care and positive activities. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift and inspire you. Engage in hobbies and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. By focusing on what nourishes your soul, you create a buffer against negativity. Apply the dichotomy of control. Recognize that you have control over your thoughts, actions, and responses, but not over others' behavior. Let go of the need to change or control those who bring harm. Instead, focus on your own actions and choices. Practice acceptance. Accept that some people and situations may not change. By accepting reality as it is, you free yourself from the frustration and suffering that come from resistance. Acceptance is not about giving up, it's about finding peace in what is. Transform your experiences into growth opportunities. View challenges and adversities as chances to strengthen your character and resilience. Each step away from harmful connections is a step towards personal growth and inner strength. Remember, detachment is a continuous practice. It requires patience, self-awareness, and commitment. But with time and effort, you'll find that your inner peace and happiness no longer depend on the actions of others. Here is the number 2 point is mindfulness practices. Welcome to our journey into the wisdom of Stoicism, where today we'll explore the vital topic of setting boundaries with Stoic wisdom. Boundaries are essential for maintaining our well-being and protecting our inner peace. Let's dive into the Stoic principles that can guide us in establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries. Stoicism teaches us that the key to a good life lies in understanding what we can control and what we cannot. This fundamental principle, known as the dichotomy of control, is central to setting boundaries. First, let's understand the essence of boundaries. Boundaries are invisible lines that define what is acceptable and what is not in our interactions with others. They protect our personal space, emotions, and values. To set effective boundaries, we need to practice self-awareness and self-respect. Self-awareness helps us recognize when our boundaries are being crossed, while self-respect gives us the courage to enforce them. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to respect ourselves and others, and this respect forms the foundation of healthy boundaries. Begin by reflecting on your values and needs. Use Stoic journaling to gain clarity on what is important to you. Write down instances where you felt your boundaries were crossed and how it made you feel. This practice will help you identify patterns and areas where you need to set stronger boundaries. Once you've identified your boundaries, it's time to communicate them. Epictetus emphasized the importance of clear and assertive communication. Express your needs calmly and confidently. For instance, you can say, "I need some time alone to recharge," or "Please speak to me with respect." It's crucial to stay firm and consistent. The Stoics taught us to remain steadfast in our principles. When others test your boundaries, respond with calm assertiveness. Remember, setting boundaries is not about controlling others, but about protecting your well-being. Practicing mindfulness and present moment awareness can also reinforce your boundaries. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded and aware of your emotions, allowing you to respond rather than react when boundaries are challenged. Seek out and cultivate supportive relationships. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and values. As Seneca said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Positive relationships will reinforce your boundaries and contribute to your well-being. Lastly, practice forgiveness and letting go. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, boundaries will be crossed. Instead of harboring resentment, choose to forgive and move on. This aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control and letting go of the rest. Setting boundaries with Stoic wisdom is a powerful way to protect your inner peace and well-being. Remember, it all begins with self-awareness, clear communication, and steadfastness. Embrace the Stoic principles and create a life where your boundaries are respected and your peace is preserved. Here is the number 3 point is mindfulness practices. Developing emotional resilience in the face of harm, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy founded in Athens, teaches us to cultivate inner strength and remain undisturbed by external circumstances. First, let's understand what emotional resilience means. It's the ability to adapt and recover from adversity, stress, or trauma. In Stoic terms, it's maintaining a tranquil mind regardless of external chaos. One of the core practices in Stoicism is self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, wrote extensively about his thoughts and emotions in his journal. This practice helps us to understand and manage our reactions to harmful situations. Next, let's talk about mindfulness. The Stoics believed in being present in the moment. Practicing mindfulness can help us stay grounded, preventing our minds from wandering into the realm of negative emotions. Focus on your breath, observe your thoughts, and let them pass without judgment. Emotional resilience also involves practicing rational thinking. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. By focusing on our own actions and attitudes, We can maintain our inner peace, even when faced with external harm. Setting boundaries is another crucial aspect. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught us to protect our peace by establishing clear boundaries with those who bring negativity into our lives. It's essential to assertively communicate your limits and ensure they are respected. The Stoics also valued solitude. Spending time alone allows us to recharge and reflect. It helps us gain clarity and perspective, making us less susceptible to the influence of harmful individuals. Solitude is not loneliness but a powerful tool for personal growth and resilience. Surrounding ourselves with supportive relationships is equally important. The Stoics believed in the power of community. Seek out those who uplift and inspire you. A strong support system can provide the strength needed to face and overcome adversity. Forgiveness is another pillar of emotional resilience. Holding on to grudges and resentment only harms us. By practicing forgiveness, we free ourselves from the emotional weight of past hurts. Remember, forgiveness is not about condoning the harm done, but about liberating ourselves from its grip. Finally, transforming negative experiences into opportunities for growth is a hallmark of Stoic resilience. Every challenge we face is a chance to become stronger and wiser. Embrace adversity as a teacher, and let it shape you into a more resilient person. Incorporating these Stoic principles into our lives can significantly enhance our emotional resilience. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Each step you take towards resilience brings you closer to inner peace and strength. Here is the number 4 point, is mindfulness practices. Today we delve into a powerful practice that can transform your life: self-reflection and self-awareness. These practices, rooted in the teachings of the ancient Stoics, can help you navigate the complexities of modern relationships, especially those that are harmful or toxic. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This wisdom encourages us to look inward, to examine our thoughts and emotions, and to distinguish between what we imagine and what is real. Begin with journaling. Dedicate time each day to write about your experiences and emotions. Ask yourself, what happened today? How did it make me feel? What were my thoughts and reactions? By putting pen to paper, you gain clarity and perspective. You start to see patterns in your behavior and thought processes, helping you identify what triggers negative emotions and why. Next, engage in mindful meditation. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. As you breathe in and out, allow your thoughts to flow without judgment. Notice them, acknowledge them, but do not get carried away by them. This practice helps you become aware of your inner dialogue and emotional responses, fostering a sense of calm and control. Marcus Aurelius, another revered Stoic, practiced daily self-reflection. In his meditations he wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Use his approach at the end of each day. Reflect on your actions and thoughts. What did you do well? Where can you improve? This habit not only enhances self-awareness but also guides you towards virtuous living. Self-awareness involves understanding your strengths, weaknesses, values, and purpose. It's about being honest with yourself. Ask questions like, what are my core values? Do my actions align with these values? Are my relationships supporting my growth or hindering it? This deep introspection is essential for identifying harmful connections and making informed decisions about them. Once you have a clear understanding of yourself, it becomes easier to set boundaries. Communicate your needs and limits with clarity and confidence. Remember, boundaries are not about keeping others out, but about protecting your inner peace and well-being. By being self-aware, you ensure that your relationships are respectful and supportive. Embrace the power of letting go. The Stoic practice of amor fati, or loving one's fate, teaches us to accept and embrace all aspects of life, including its challenges. If a relationship is harmful, acknowledge it, accept it, and make the conscious decision to move on. This acceptance is not about resignation, but about reclaiming your power and focusing on what you can control. Practicing self-reflection and self-awareness through the lens of Stoic philosophy can be life-changing. It helps you understand yourself better, recognize harmful connections, and make choices that align with your true self. Remember, the journey to self-awareness is ongoing, but with each step, you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Embrace this journey and let the wisdom of the Stoics guide you to a more fulfilling life. Here is the number 5 point is mindfulness practices. We explore the empowering practice of embracing solitude and finding strength within. In our fast-paced world, we're often surrounded by noise, distractions, and countless connections, some of which can be harmful. But what if we could find peace and strength within ourselves? What if solitude could be our ally and instead of something to fear? Let's begin with the Stoic understanding of solitude. For the Stoics, solitude is not about being alone, it's about being with yourself. It's a state of self-sufficiency and inner peace, where your mind is your companion and your thoughts are your guide. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This profound statement highlights the essence of finding solace within. Solitude allows us to detach from the external world and reconnect with our inner self. It provides an opportunity to reflect on our thoughts, actions, and emotions. This reflection is crucial in identifying the toxic elements in our lives and making conscious decisions to separate from them. Begin by setting aside time each day for solitude. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. This is your sanctuary, a space where you can reflect and reconnect. Use this time to practice self-reflection and mindfulness. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? What can I learn from these emotions? Journaling is a powerful tool in this practice. Write down your thoughts and feelings. This act of putting pen to paper helps to clarify your mind and gain insights into your inner world. Meditation is another Stoic practice that enhances solitude. Focus on your breath, let go of any distractions, and immerse yourself in the present moment. This practice not only calms the mind but also strengthens your inner resilience. Remember Epictetus' words, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Through solitude and meditation, we learn to master our thoughts and emotions. Becoming stronger and more resilient. Nature is a profound teacher of solitude. Take time to immerse yourself in the natural world. Observe the tranquility of a forest, the vastness of the ocean, or the stillness of a mountain. Nature's simplicity and serenity can guide us back to our inner peace. In these moments of solitude, we realize that we are part of something greater than ourselves. We find perspective, humility, and strength. Embracing solitude helps us to build a strong foundation within. We learn to rely on our inner resources, developing self-confidence and resilience. This inner strength is crucial in facing life's challenges and making wise decisions. When we are comfortable with solitude, we are less likely to seek validation or fulfillment from harmful connections. We become more discerning about the relationships we nurture, choosing those that uplift and support us. Let the wisdom of the Stoics guide you. Remember the words of Seneca, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Embracing solitude, we cultivate a rich inner life where true happiness and strength reside. Here is the number 6 point is mindfulness practices. We're exploring how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can help us cultivate mindfulness and present moment awareness. These concepts are powerful tools for enhancing our well-being and resilience, especially when dealing with life's challenges. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, free from distraction or judgment. In Stoicism, this concept is deeply intertwined with the idea of living in accordance with nature and focusing on what we can control. Titus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, famously said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This highlights the importance of focusing on the present moment, rather than getting lost in worries about the past or future. By staying mindful, we can prevent unnecessary suffering and respond more effectively to the situations we face. Begin practicing mindfulness. Start by paying attention to your breath. This simple yet powerful technique anchors you in the present. Take a moment to inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This helps ground your awareness in the here and now. Next, engage in a practice called Stoic meditation. Unlike traditional meditation, Stoic meditation involves reflecting on your thoughts and actions from a rational perspective. Spend a few minutes each day examining your thoughts without judgment. Ask yourself, are these thoughts within my control? Are they helpful or harmful? This practice helps you gain clarity and reduces the impact of negative emotions. Another powerful technique is the Stoic principle of amor fati, or the love of fate. This means accepting whatever happens and finding value in every experience. When we embrace our current circumstances, we free ourselves from the stress of wishing things were different. By accepting reality, we can respond to it more effectively. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can be as simple as setting aside a few minutes each morning to reflect on your intentions for the day. Ask yourself, what virtues will I practice today? How will I respond to challenges? This sets a mindful tone for the day and prepares you to handle situations with grace and wisdom. When faced with a stressful situation, use the Stoic practice of the view from above. Imagine yourself looking down at the situation from a higher perspective, as if you were an observer. This helps you see the bigger picture and puts your problems into perspective, reducing their emotional impact. Remember, mindfulness is not about eliminating thoughts or emotions, but about observing them without getting attached. By practicing mindfulness, you develop a deeper awareness of your internal state and can choose how to respond rather than react. By incorporating these Stoic practices into your life, you can cultivate a mindful presence that enhances your well-being and resilience. Here is the number 7 point: is mindfulness practices. Today we explore how focusing on virtue and personal growth can help us navigate and ultimately separate ourselves from harmful connections and individuals. Let's dive into the timeless teachings of the Stoics and discover how their insights can guide us towards a more virtuous and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that the foundation of a good life lies in the pursuit of virtue. For them, virtue meant living in accordance with reason and aligning our actions with nature. This alignment is achieved through 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. First, let's talk about wisdom. Wisdom involves discerning what is truly valuable in life and making decisions based on that understanding. When we find ourselves entangled in harmful relationships, wisdom helps us see these connections for what they are: distractions from our pursuit of a virtuous life. By cultivating wisdom, we learn to prioritize our well-being and personal growth. We recognize that staying in toxic relationships only hinders our progress. It's through this clarity that we find the strength to let go and move on. Next, we have courage. The Stoics teach us that courage is not just about facing physical dangers, but also about confronting emotional and psychological challenges. Leaving a harmful relationship requires immense courage. It means facing the fear of loneliness and the uncertainty of change. Courage empowers us to take that crucial step towards freedom. It reminds us that our true strength lies within, and that by letting go of what harms us, we create space for what nurtures us. Justice, another cornerstone of Stoic virtue, teaches us to treat ourselves and others with fairness and respect. In harmful connections, justice is often absent. We may find ourselves compromising our values, sacrificing our dignity, or enduring disrespect. By embracing justice, we learn to assert our boundaries and demand respect. We understand that staying in an unjust situation is a disservice to ourselves and to our sense of virtue. Justice compels us to seek relationships that are mutually respectful and supportive. Lastly, temperance teaches us moderation and self-control. Harmful relationships often bring out the worst in us: anger, jealousy, or excessive attachment. Through temperance, we learn to manage our emotions and maintain our inner balance. Temperance helps us avoid the extremes and find a harmonious middle ground. It encourages us to seek relationships that foster calm and stability, rather than turmoil and chaos. Focusing on virtue naturally leads to personal growth. As we embrace wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we transform ourselves. We become more resilient, more self-aware, and more aligned with our true selves. Personal growth is not just about overcoming challenges, it's about evolving into the best version of ourselves. By letting go of harmful connections, we make room for new opportunities, healthier relationships, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Remember, the journey to virtue and personal growth is a lifelong endeavor. It requires patience, dedication, and the willingness to make difficult choices. But as the Stoics teach us, the rewards of living a virtuous life far outweigh the temporary discomforts of change. So, let us embrace the wisdom of the Stoics. Let us focus on our virtues, pursue our personal growth, and courageously step away from what no longer serves us. In doing so, we will find the strength to create a life of true meaning and lasting happiness. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, your path to virtue and personal growth begins with a single step. Take it today.